shared the information. How else did my exact screenshot that I sent you end up in Madlibs' video? You made the claim the first time in August, didn't like the fact that you got fucking smacked around by me, decided that you were gonna go and make these claims again a second time, and didn't think you—
Yeah, so now he's implying that she's bitter about being, quote, smacked around by Akumu, and that's why she's, you know, that's why she's continuing to spread these false narratives, even though she isn't? I don't know.
You were gonna get fucking caught. So now you're trying to make it seem as though I withheld the information from you to make me out to be the bad guy. This is nothing but twist.
And yeah, that part she's being dishonest about. Because it's not the fact, it's not like she was being withheld information. Maybe she thought she was at the time, but it's since been proven that that wasn't the case. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's like the one thing Akumu has, is that she's being dishonest about this one particular part about information being withheld. And maybe that's a big deal to Akumu, because it's his friend, because person A is his friend. But aside from that, it's just like, whatever. If I was involved in this, I'd probably let it slide after a while. I mean, I probably wouldn't be friends with Nezzie Monster either, but like, at some point you gotta let it go, man.
The truth.
When was this video? Yeah, like, December, this is 2 years after the whole thing happens. I think you do have to let it go.
And all of this came from the same crowd and the same two people who were spouting the hold people accountable nonsense all throughout 20.
Yeah, but there's a point where, like, you hold people accountable for things that they're not remorseful for, or not making attempts to better themselves from. I mean, if you want to hold a grudge and continue to hold someone accountable in your mind for things that you feel like they did to wrong you, then that's your prerogative. That's your own personal justification, but you can't expect that everybody else is going to do the same thing, lest they turn a blind eye to, like, horrible misdeeds. I mean, he did kind of the same thing with Slimmers and Madame. He was like, yeah, Madame made some mistakes and she wasn't right, but Slimmers made the situation public, so she should be held to the same exact punishments as Madame is. If we're gonna punish Madame, for attempting to dox a minor, we should be punishing Slimmers the exact same way, because they need to be held accountable. It's like, but there's nuance to it. Not everyone is punished for different crimes the exact same way. It's just, his line of thinking is a bit narrow here. He's not allowing for a whole lot of nuance. So I don't know.
2020, whether it be Nezzie Monster and Ponder's 2-part video on me.
You're getting mad at the community for wanting to see consequences dealt.
See, I know he's still salty about this. I have a feeling this is a big reason why he's hampering so much on them specifically. Like, they're also human. They also make mistakes. They're not gonna be these infallible people that have no flaws. Of course they're gonna fuck up. You know? They might say things or do things to save face. They might hide away from things. They might withhold information. They might tell stories, like, inaccurately. All that's pretty normal. It's not like Ponder and Nezzie Monster are these infallible gods that if they fuck up, it's like this big deal. It depends on the severity of the fuck up. I think he's trying to be like, see guys, look, they fucked up too. They should be condemned the same way that we were condemned, even though the two things were like entirely different situations.
Dealt to someone who literally broke the fucking law and who has been directing harassment against minors who get—
I would love to go over this video again, just so we could get a refresher on that situation, but it's a long one, and again, it's like a 2-parter. So I would recommend you to just watch it in your own time. One video's on Ponder's channel, one video's on Nezzie's channel, and fuck it, go watch Akumu's videos too if you wanna. It just seems like a mess to me.
In her way.
And it's a very unnecessary mess.
Or Madlibs.
You could say that it's a very unnecessary mess. Anyway.
This big video where they made these claims again.
This is not an excuse. Trolling is not a catch-all to avoid consequences for everything you've ever done. Whether or not you're trolling, creating alts to harass somebody is not okay.
I mean, yeah, it's not. And he was known for doing that. He was threatening Slimmers, being like, you can't block me forever. I'll just come back with more alts. I have 70 alternative accounts! You know, that's what Akumu was doing.
Whether or not you're trolling, mocking somebody's assault to their face is not okay. Whether or not you're trolling, attacking trans people is not okay.
Oh, hold up. What is all this? What is all this? What is this about? This is a weird...
Trans people is not okay.
Hang on.
To their face is not okay.
So this was a tweet he sent to Slimmers, by the way, during this whole drama. He said, "Imagine being so stupid, such a waste of space, that you allow someone to be excused of mistakes based upon age, and the fact that Daddy tried to have his pathetic fun," essentially mocking the fact that she was sexually abused, allegedly by her father. And let me remind you, the mistake that Slimmers made was acknowledging that she didn't get credit publicly instead of DMing Madame privately for the mistake, right? That was her mistake. And so he's saying this about Slimmers. So it's hard to take someone who says stuff like this to people seriously. I find it hard to take Akumu seriously even today, because it doesn't seem like he's remorseful of these actions, right?
Whether or not you're trolling attacking trans people is not okay. Whether or not you're trolling, absolutely none of the things that you've done in this video are okay. I was just trolling is not an acceptable excuse or explanation for this kind of behavior, especially when
It's not, right?
you go on to make these kind of claims.
We have a minor sharing child pornography to adults. We have adults sharing imagery of minor characters and even themselves.
It's a good point that Madlibs is bringing up here, because I assume, I mean, she hasn't really shown evidence for it, but also, if there are comments being made, I'm sure everyone fell asleep a long time ago. I'm probably going to be done soon. I was going to go into the other ones, but I didn't expect to have this much to say about one of them. So, I don't know, I might, we'll see. But, yeah, I feel like we'll probably wind down soon. Hopefully you guys understand the points I'm trying to make here, but Madlibs brings up an interesting point here. It's unfortunate that she doesn't actually prove that Akumu was excusing his past actions with "I was just trolling" Lamau. She's implying that he was excusing it with just "I was being a troll, I got too silly." Although, if he was excusing it away with "I was trolling," the fact that he would then go on to expect to be taken seriously as a commentary channel, and then expect to be taken seriously when he's levying very strong allegations towards other people, he can't then get mad that people are just expecting him to be trolling again. He's crying wolf too many times. So, based on your past actions that you don't seem very remorseful for, Akumu, it's hard for people to take you seriously. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to take you seriously. Maybe when this grand video of yours comes out, you know, maybe there's a chance that it will just, like, shake the earth and suddenly reveal everything, and Ponder Sprocket was a monster in disguise the whole time, and Nezzie Monster was the devil. I don't know. Like, I'm sure maybe there's a chance that they have something enormous to share. But based on this, I'm not expecting much, but we'll see. No hate to Akumu and no hate to Kumo, because I know Kumo was, like, you know, promoting it really hard. Not this video in particular, but the one that's coming up. And I know that Kumo is helping with the upcoming video that Akumu's making, apparently. No disrespect or hate to them, because they're young, you know? I think Kumo is, like, 20. Akumu, well, he was 16 in 2019. And, like, he'd be 22, I think? God, 2019 was, like, 6 years ago, right? No, I'm totally wrong. That was not 6, what the fuck am I talking about? It's 4 years ago. So Akumu would also be 20. So, they're still young. I don't know, let them have their fun. Like, I don't know. There's not too much harm in it. So, you know, that's my thoughts on this. It's a little messy, for sure. But, I'm glad I covered this. It was something I've been meaning to talk about. I had noticed, like, a year ago or 2 years ago that Akumu was still knocking around on YouTube, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. But I didn't pay it much mind. But yeah, I hope it, you know, this doesn't come off as, like, too condescending or anything, but I feel like that, you know, the two of them are still young and they're gonna make stupid comments and stupid arguments, and I mean, they think that they know everything. I don't know everything, but they're at that age where they think that they know everything and that they know what's best, and they're so confident in their assertions, which is fair. We were all like that at that age. But yeah. no shame or harm to them, or, you know, no ill will. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, guys. This was fun. I liked this stream. I'm sorry that I couldn't stream when I was supposed to yesterday because my internet decided to have a hissy fit. But I think I'm gonna call it here for the day. And I hope you guys have a good day and the rest of your day. Thank you again, Jace, for the $5. And I want to bump it up to twice a week. I'm not so sure yet. Because if I just do it once a week, then I'm only streaming like 4 times a month. So I might choose another day to stream as well. We'll see. It might just end up being like Friday and Saturday, where I do like 2 streams. We'll see. I'll try to see what you guys think. But again, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And we are going to be ending the stream soon. I'm going to put myself right here. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a nice time. I know I did. All right. See you later. Bye-bye. I wish I could wave. Sorry. I cannot. Bye-bye.